What happens when two top 10 offenses collide? Buckle up, because the Warriors and Nets gave us a high-scoring thriller at the Chase Center. But in the end, the Warriors' perfect record when scoring 120-plus points was shattered by Brooklyn in a 128-120 defeat. Let's break it all down. The Warriors came into this game 9-0 when dropping at least 120 points this season. They looked strong early on, but the Brooklyn Nets had other plans. Stephen Curry led Golden State with 20 points, sinking an impressive 8 threes. But the Nets' backcourt duo, Cam Thomas and Dennis Schroeder, completely stole the show, combining for a whopping 54 points and 7 triples. This matchup lived up to the hype of two elite offenses. Heading into Monday night, both teams ranked in the top 10 in offensive rating, and they proved why. Between them, they drained 39 threes while shooting efficiently from everywhere on the floor. It was a masterclass in scoring. But here's the problem for the Warriors: they just can't hold on to a lead. After blowing a 17-point advantage to the Spurs on Saturday, the Dubs let an 18-point lead slip away against Brooklyn. Dennis Schroeder was the Nets' closer, scoring 17 of his game-high 31 points in the fourth quarter. That's back-to-back heartbreak for Dub Nation. Now, let's talk about some bright spots for the Warriors. Lindy Waters III has been making the most of his opportunities as a starter. He wasted no time Monday night, scoring 7 of the team's first 11 points and finishing with 13 on efficient shooting. And off the bench, Moses Moody was electric. Moody dropped 12 of his 15 points in the second quarter, hitting all 5 of his shots in the frame. It was a much-needed spark, and it marked his 4th game this season with 3 or more triples. With this loss, the Warriors fall to a shaky 9-10 on the season. The offense is clearly potent, but can they fix their late-game execution and defensive lapses? Meanwhile, the Nets continue to build momentum and showcase their firepower, improving to 12-7. Both teams have things to work on, but this game was a reminder of just how exciting the NBA can be. With this loss, the Golden State Warriors fall to a shaky 9-10 on the season, raising significant questions about their ability to contend in an increasingly competitive Western Conference. Despite the undeniable potency of their offense, anchored by the brilliance of Stephen Curry and flashes of brilliance from their supporting cast, the Warriors continue to struggle with consistency, particularly in late-game situations. This game marked the second consecutive outing in which the Dubs squandered a substantial lead, blowing an 18-point advantage against the Brooklyn Nets just days after losing a 17-point lead to the San Antonio Spurs. While the offensive firepower remains a bright spot, Golden State's defensive lapses and inability to close games are glaring issues that could hinder their long-term success. On the other hand, the Brooklyn Nets are heading in the opposite direction. With this victory, they improved to an impressive 12-7, building momentum and solidifying their status as a legitimate force in the Eastern Conference. Their performance in this game showcased not only their high-powered offense but also their resilience, as they overcame a daunting deficit and executed flawlessly in crunch time. The backcourt duo of Dennis Schroeder and Cam Thomas was sensational, combining for 54 points and delivering big plays when it mattered most. Schroeder, in particular, played the role of the closer, dropping 17 of his game-high 31 points in a dominant fourth quarter that sealed the win for Brooklyn. For the Warriors, the loss highlights a troubling pattern. Their inability to maintain leads has become a recurring theme this season, raising questions about their defensive focus and mental toughness when the game is on the line. This game was a perfect microcosm of their season so far: explosive offense, led by a barrage of three-pointers from Curry and timely contributions from role players like Lindy Waters III and Moses Moody, followed by a collapse on the defensive end that negated all their hard work. The offense isn't the problem. The Warriors are one of the most efficient scoring teams in the league, as evidenced by their top 10 offensive rating. However, basketball is a two-way game, and their defensive struggles are undermining their offensive brilliance. The fourth quarter, in particular, has been a consistent problem for Golden State. Against the Nets, they allowed 38 points in the final frame, with Schroeder repeatedly breaking down their defense and getting to his spots with ease. Whether it's a lack of communication, poor rotations, or simply running out of gas, the Warriors' inability to get critical stops in crunch time has cost them dearly. Brooklyn, meanwhile, continues to impress with its balanced approach and ability to adapt mid-game. This season, the Nets have shown they can win in a variety of ways, and this game was a testament to their versatility and determination. Trailing by 18 points, it would have been easy for them to fold, especially on the road. Instead, they kept their composure, chipped away at the deficit, and executed at a high level down the stretch. Schroeder's performance was the headline, but this was a total team effort. Cam Thomas provided a scoring punch, showcasing his ability to create his own shot and knock down big threes. Brooklyn's ball movement was also a key factor, as they consistently found the open man and took advantage of Golden State's defensive breakdowns. The contrast between these two teams' trajectories is striking. The Warriors entered the season with championship aspirations, but their inconsistency has left them hovering around .500, far below their expectations. The Nets, on the other hand, have quietly become one of the more intriguing teams in the league. With their mix of young talent and veteran leadership, they're building something special in Brooklyn. Both teams have things to work on, but the Nets are clearly trending in the right direction, while the Warriors have some soul-searching to do. Golden State's role players deserve some recognition for their efforts in this game, even in defeat. Lindy Waters III, making his 5th consecutive start, continued to impress with his energy and efficiency. He scored 7 of the Warriors' first 11 points, setting the tone early and providing a much-needed boost. Waters finished with 13 points on 5-4-10 shooting, including 2 three-pointers, showcasing his ability to stretch the floor and contribute in multiple ways. Off the bench, Moses Moody was another bright spot, particularly in the second quarter, where he scored 12 of his 15 points on a perfect 5-4-5 shooting. Moody's performance was a reminder of his potential as a spark plug for this team, even if he has struggled with consistency at times. However, these individual performances were not enough to offset the team's collective shortcomings. Looking ahead, the Warriors have some tough decisions to make. Do they tweak their defensive schemes? Do they shuffle the rotation to prioritize players who can contribute on both ends of the floor? And perhaps most importantly, how do they regain the mental edge that has been their trademark in past championship runs? With a veteran core led by Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, the Warriors have the experience and talent to turn things around. For the Nets, but time is of the essence another step in the right direction. Western Conference where every They've been one matters. Of the surprise teams of the season, blending youth and experience to great effect. Schroeder's leadership and Thomas's scoring ability give them a dynamic backcourt, while their role players continue to step up when needed. This game was a statement win, not just because they beat a high-profile opponent on the road, but because of how they did it, with resilience, execution, and poise under pressure. In the broader context of the NBA, this game was a reminder of why we love basketball. Two elite offenses going head-to-head, trading buckets, and delivering highlight after highlight, it doesn't get much better than that. The Warriors may have come up short, but their offensive fireworks made this game a spectacle. And for the Nets, it was a showcase of their growing potential and ability to perform on the big stage. Both teams will take lessons from this game, and fans can only hope for more matchups like this as the season unfolds. As the season progresses, the narratives surrounding these teams will continue to evolve. For now, the Nets are riding high, while the Warriors are left searching for answers. Can Golden State fix their late-game execution and tighten up their defense? Or will their inconsistency ultimately derail their season? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, the road ahead will be fascinating to watch. In the meantime, this game will be remembered as a thrilling clash between two teams with very different fortunes, showcasing the highs and lows of a long NBA season. After the Warriors' frustrating 128-120 loss to the Brooklyn Nets, head coach Steve Kerr delivered a candid assessment of his team's performance, shedding light on the challenges they face as the season progresses. Kerr, known for his composure and straightforwardness, didn't shy away from addressing the recurring issues that have plagued Golden State this season. "We just didn't execute," Kerr said in the post-game press conference. "It's becoming a theme, and it's something we have to fix if we want to compete at the level we're capable of. You can't give up leads like this and expect to win against good teams."